taking place here at the National Center for Women Development, Abuja. It's a political year and it's all in place. It's the Women Political Aspirants Advocacy Summit, organized by National Council for Women Societies and Women in Politics Forum in collaboration with Office of Wife of the President. The theme is increasing women participation in Nigeria democracy.
Help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace, justice shall reign. Amen. Please be seated. Your Excellency, wife of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Buhari, Your Excellency, wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolapo Shibaju, Your Excellencies, wives of executive governors here present, very distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, honorable members of the House of Representatives, honorable ministers of federal ministries here present, the executive directors and permanent secretaries here present, President of all women societies, President of the National Council of Women Societies, Dr. Laraba, President of Women in Politics Forum, members of the diplomatic community, development partners, stakeholders, members of the vibrant Nigerian media, representative of the Inspector General Police, AIG, Lakunu, very, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First, we'd like to give glory to God for a day like this. We'd like to give glory to God for the resilience of Nigerians, the resilience of Nigerian women. Therefore, on behalf of the National Council of Women Societies, Women in Politics Forum, in collaboration with the Office of the Wife of the President, I'd like to welcome all of us here. We are making history. Your Excellencies, before you arrived, women aspirants from all over the country, some have been able to introduce themselves, some were just about doing that when you came in, but on your behalf, and indeed on behalf of all Nigerians, may we please give it up to all the women aspirants here, the political aspirants here in the hall. And can we have you all standing? We have people contesting for gubernatorial seats. We have people contesting for the National Assembly, for State Assembly, and of course, all other seats. Nigerian women are poised to be part of an elective governance. Let's give it up to them one more time, all the aspirants. It is on record that indeed today, Nigerian women are not as representative as we would want. We hope that 2019 will be one of celebration for all of us, where we'll have more women. We aspire for what, Nigerian women? 50-50 by 2019. If you don't echo me, this is our dream. And can we do it? Is it achievable? Will women support women? Are we going to get there? Well, Nigeria's population rapidly approaches 200 million. And we are saying that women approximately are half. And we are the richest gift of God's creation, as special human resources, and we have been underutilized. So we are saying that come 2019, we want to be part of it, right? We are going to be women that we will stop the war. We will ensure that there is freedom, there's equity, and Nigerian women are moving forward. Please give yourselves a round of applause. We will move on straight to the program. and we'll have welcome addresses. It is now my pleasure, Your Excellencies here present, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a dream come true for us members of the National Council of Women Societies. And it is, yes. I'd also like quickly to say that we have members of all political parties here present. Where are the chairmen? Our chairmen, we thank you, and we want to, yes, we want to welcome you. Also, we'd like to welcome all of the IPAC chairman, Honorable Lawal Nalado. Thank you very much for being part of this. And at this point, I'd like to please, for quick recognition, all the men in the hall. Can we, as their mothers, sisters, aunties, and parents, please welcome all the he for she. They have been part of it, and they want to. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite the Director General of the National Center for Women Development, Barrister Mary Ekpere Etta, who would quickly welcome all of us here. Please, let's welcome her warmly. Let's ensure that she knows that she's the chief hostess for today. Thank you very much.
Great Nigerian women, great Nigerian women, great Nigerian women. Today is our day, so we have to utilize it very well by expressing ourselves, because we seldom gather together. When we are together, we should celebrate ourselves and be happy with each other. Your Excellency, the wife of the President, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, Her Excellency, the wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolapo Osibanjo, Your Excellency, the wife of Kogi State Governor, the wife of Oyo State Governor, the wife of Imo State Governor, the wife of Borno State Governor, the wife of Bauchi State Governor, ladies, let me stop so that I won't drag us too far. Time is of the essence, so that I won't keep our mother waiting for too long. But I think we have 80% of wife of governors here present. Please give them a round of applause for granting us this privilege of hosting them. Ladies and gentlemen, great women of Nigeria, gentlemen of the press, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the National Summit for Female Political Aspirants, organized by the Office of the Wife of the President, Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. Once more, congratulations for that feat. In collaboration with the National Center for Women Development, the National Council for Women Society, and Women in Politics Forum, I am confident that today's summit, which I must say is timely, will be a solution center as the key issue of immense importance to female aspiration from across the political divide will be methodologically analyzed. With the answer given to questions on the mind of those of the hopeful aspirants, indeed, female aspirants gathering here from different parts of the country to rub mind with the other critical stakeholder in the political process and listen to strategize for a more transparent political process from head of relevant government agency. It is very much necessary as there is growing recognition of the need to take action towards significant increase women participation in politics. I commend and appreciate the wife of the President, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, for taking this initiative to bring together female politicians from the level of those in the grassroots to those seeking position in state, federal level, for them to confront and challenge their male counterpart. Women who present themselves to serve in different phases of political offices. Indeed, by coming together today, Nigeria is only aligning with the renowned global thinking on how to adequately harness the untapped capacity and talent of women and women leadership. On the last 2 decades, the rate of women representation in national parliamentary globally has increasingly increased from 11% in 1998 to 17% in 2008 to today present date 23%. So we are growing gradually. However, total global representation is still well below the 30% benchmark, often identified as the necessary level of representation to make an impact on law and policies. Here in Nigeria, women participation in politics has sadly remained poor, as suggested by data, the participation of women in the affairs of political party has been transformed to real opportunity as to allow them participate effectively in government. What are the solutions? How can we change politics from being a male-oriented and male-dominatory enterprise in Nigeria? That is why we are here, to find a solution. We can start with a merit-oriented quota system in which qualified women are supported to occupy a designated percentage of position within the political party appointment and for elected offices. Then there is the issue of violence that often characterizes Nigerian politics, right from within political parties through to the campaign and election proper. Election in Nigeria has been often been characterized by one form of violence or the other. Due to the fear of violence, many women think it is wise to leave politics to people with daring character. It is pertinent that I use this opportunity to commend the security agents for the work they have done to make the entire political process safe and attractive to women. But a lot more needs to be done to reduce violence in politics at every level, as this will lead to women actively participating in politics in rural and urban areas. When perpetrators of political-related violence are arrested and prosecuted, not only will lawbreakers be kept off the streets, the absence of troublemaker will go a long way in improving women's confidence of their safety as political actors. For us at the National Center for Women Development, we have pushed for female participation using the heuristic approach of increasing the number of women that have benefited from our empowerment scheme. The National Center has trained many women in highly sought skills. Our belief is that economic empowerment is the key step to equip women to aspire to political leadership, because with financial independence and social relevancy come the confidence to contest for leadership position. This summit provides a golden opportunity for me to call on women not to sell their voters' card. Women must understand that voters buying and selling is a crime, and it further keeps women out of political position and positions of authority. Great Nigerian women, please don't sell your voters' cards. They will come to induce you in various forms to ensure that you sell this voter card, and they will use them against your fellow women. So please, take it very serious. Do not sell your voters' card. Regrettably, women being more economically disadvantaged, they hardly can compete in the illicit trade of voters buying. Therefore, female voters shouldn't accept to sell their votes, as it keeps women out of the corridor of power. There is a strong need for security agents to come up with strategies to support INEC to move to greatly reduce vote buying by keeping the vote for far from the criminals. Women should be on their knee. Women should be keen on searching out the he for she candidate, men who have well articulated or are already imparting good policies on girls' child's education, healthcare, economic and political empowerment. Global statistics for gender parity indicates that in 2015, out of 188 countries, Nigeria was 152 in the Human Development Index in gender equality, out of 118 of 192 countries in 2007. So it tells us that the statistics shows us that Nigeria is still backward, despite Nigerian women being the greatest number of voters. I want to thank all of you here for finding time worthy to grant our invitation in a very short notice. We are happy to have you. We'll do our best. We are going to rub minds together to strategize in a way forward to ensure that women attain the 50-50 equality we are seeking for. God bless Nigerian women.
That was the opening remarks by the Director General of National Center for Women Development, Barrister Mrs. Maria Bere Eta. Of course, welcoming the audience to Abuja and taking them straight to the spirit of the day's gathering. The women are coming together once more to unite as they look and seek political positions come 2019 general elections. They need one another, they need to support themselves, and they need to increase their political awareness. That's all this gathering is all about. And of course, wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, spearheading the entire project to ensure that Nigerian women come alive to the issues of politics and policy making in the country. So it's going to be a day of speeches that will definitely inspire the audience to fall in line as we look ahead the 2019 general elections.
Her Excellency, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Osibanjo, may I use the opportunity and may I recognize the presence of the wives of governors here present. May I stand on the existing protocol. As we all know, the role of a woman in our life, in our family, in our community, in our society. Women are the ones that nurtured child from the childhood to adulthood. And then from there, we can find all of us today as a product of the women, of bringing us all to become a governor and senator, the wife of the governor, because of the role our mother has played in our life of bringing us up by good trading. So even in the organizations, you can see that women are leading. The offices that are given to women to practice, to handle, they are doing extremely well. Even the area of the ministerial offices, we have never gotten a complaint of a woman that the women they are given opportunity or individual women that are given opportunity that have sabotaged the federal government or sabotaged the effort of the government. So such confidence that they have established, all we ought to do now is just to encourage them more. And that's why the organizer of this event, this summit, the wife of the president, we thank her so much for this dream that she has brought out by coordinating all the women across the federation here to discuss a way forward to ensure that women are encouraged and accommodated in the scheme of things in this country. No other persons can, or people that can be of support to the women. If you leave women to by their strength, the men will always use their strength to dominate them. So that's why the political parties have been now invited to be present, to witness this summit and dialogue and appeal that in their planning, they should plan how to accommodate and give space for a woman. We don't need to allow them to do it by their strength. By their strength, it will take them a long time to get there. But by understanding and by saying that Nigeria is the giant of Africa, we ought to be leading this as an example. While other countries are already on 50-50%, we are still struggling to get there to 30%. So one advice I would give to the women today is that so much is in you and so much you can offer. You have to give confidence to yourself, but you need to be a partner to each other, because that if you do not support your fellow woman, you should know that men are your competitors in this race now. So you have to give strength, give confidence, encourage yourself, mobilize yourself. The strength you could have been mobilizing for a man, use it to mobilize to set a difference. Set up a foundation so that tomorrow your children, it will be easier for your children, your daughters to become a political leaders in this country. May the Lord bless you all for this, for coming. And I thank our president for all what he's doing, for fighting corruption and rebranding the image of this country into international community. And I also thank our Excellency and all the team that are working with her, that may you will not give up. It is not over. Performance is a consistent. You must continuously fight for performance until you put the women of this great country to their various positions they ought to be. Thank you, and God bless you.
We want to thank His Royal Highness, and I think he deserves a very loud round of applause. He has spoken to the capability of Nigerian women, and I think the takeaway for us here is women must support women. We must be partners to each other, and we must be involved in that which will make Nigeria better. Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness, for your endorsement, and that shows that all of us together will steer to ensure that Nigerian women are more inclusively part of governance in Nigeria. We've had friends and partners who have supported the movement of Nigerian women into governance, and one that stands out proudly is the International Republic Institute. Today we have the country representative with us, Mr. Sental Burns, and he will now address the audience. It's the first time that we are going to have a he for she speaking, so please let's welcome him warmly to the microphone. We please give him, thank you. I'd please like also to say that other speakers on the program should please be on the standby so we can run through this quickly. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon to Her Excellency, the wife of the governor, Her Excellency, the wife of the vice president, I'm sorry, the wife of the president and the wife of the vice president, and to the wives of the governors. We're very excited to be in such a sea of women. It is so great to see women who have jumped up and stepped out to contest for office. The IRI has been working here since 1999. I've been here since 2014, and I'm always encouraged and always motivated by the level of women who are willing to run against a system that is sometimes stacked against them. So we celebrate you and we encourage you, and we will continue to work with you as you step up on this endeavor. The one thing that I would like to leave is as we've been hearing from other women, the issue of women participation is a huge issue here. And we want to ensure that wives, mothers, aunties are all in the system to ensure that your voice is heard. We really believe that's very important. And the last thing I'll just say, and this is from a speech from Dr. Martin Luther King. He ended one of his speeches to say that people are only able to ride you when your back is bent. And so until you're able to stand and take your place, people will always take advantage of you. So we encourage you to stand and take your place, and the IRI will continue to support you in that aspect. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker, we have the Chief Executive of the Nigerian Women's Trust Fund, Mufuliat Fijabi. We also want to ask the next speaker to come forward so that we'll save time. That's from the Nigerian Women Radio 91.7. Please come, be on the standby. We also want to ask Aisha Osori to also be on the standby. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The wife of the president, Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, the wife of the vice president, Mrs. Dolako Osinbajo. Kindly permit me to stand on the already established protocol. The Nigerian Women's Trust Fund, which was established in 2011 because of collaboration between governments through the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development and civil society collaboration, is pleased to be part of this advocacy summit aimed at advancing support for affirmative action towards increasing the percentage of women in active and appointed positions. Besides, it is timely and effective intervention led by three initiatives from Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, the National Council of Women Societies, and Women in Politics Forum. This summit also is an apt follow-up to the Aspirants Summit jointly organized by Women in Politics Forum, Nigerian Women's Trust Fund, and Women Radio on 31st of July 2018. This occasion not only proves that women are supportive of one another, but that we are united in our struggle for increased representation of women in Nigeria's strives towards a strong and gender-responsive democratic process. It also testifies to the steps we take every day to ensure that women are recognized as important drivers of national growth and development. We are all aware of the various challenges women in Nigeria face trying to attain a position of leadership due to cultural, religious, economic, and other socio-political barriers. In Nigeria, as we know, over 49% of the population are women, and yet we have less than 6% of women in our national parliament. This further buttresses the point that women are underrepresented in the technical and decision-making spaces, while men continue to dominate as decision makers. The representation of women in parliament in some African countries may interest us to know have grown over the years, and we have examples of Senegal, which is 42.7%, and Rwanda, which is up to 63%. For us in Nigeria, we are just 5.6. We need to change the narrative. As we move closer to the 2019 general elections, and with the political primaries ongoing now, it is time to focus, aim, and collectively strategize and amplify the voices of women to ensure that more women move beyond the level of aspirants. From these aspirations, we would like to see more female candidates in the 2019 general elections. And hopefully, this initiative should also lead to a summit of female candidates soon. The Nigerian Women's Trust Fund is a strong advocate of the Nigerian National Gender Policy, which has been in place in since 2006, and which calls for sectorial actions and responses to ensure that there is a minimum of 35% affirmative action and representation of women in all positions in Nigeria. The fund, since inception, was able to support women aspirants technically and financially, and has consistently technical support through donor support. I am hopeful that amongst you aspirants present here, that candidates will emerge. But my serious worry, is how many candidates would emerge. Would it be a decrease from 5.6% that we currently have, or an historical increase that we surpass that of 11% which we recorded in 2007? The best is to have an historical increase in percentage of women representation. It may interest you to know that in the course of Nigerian Women's Trust Fund field interventions with women politicians, there's a plan B towards the 2019 general elections, which is that if the men fail to support female candidacy, they will not also get votes free of charge from women. Gone is that women will just queue in the sun and give votes. The plan B is that if they support women candidacy, then they also get support from us. And if they don't make commitment for the minimum that the National General Policy specifies, which is 35%, they will not also get this free vote. So thank you very much, and once again, I commend our commitment and our aspirations, and urge us not to relent and continue. We will not be tired until we get there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great Nigerian women, please would quickly like to again recognize the presence of the party chairman led by Alhaji Lawal Nalado, IPAC chairman. Please, if you're around, please let's welcome him. Thank you very much, sir. For me, it's a moment of pride to introduce the next speaker, because as we grow old, we should have people who would take our place. And proudly, I'd like to bring to the microphone not just a protege, but the one who is doing the media very proud. She owns the first and the only women's radio, I think, in Africa. Please welcome with me Tone Shonaya, owner, Women's Radio 91.7, Lagos.
Good afternoon. I commend Her Excellency, Dr. Aisha Buhari, wife of Nigeria's president, the National Council for Women's Societies and Women in Politics Forum, for this summit, which is imperative and perhaps an emergency in light of the indicators of women's political participation in Nigeria today. Today is a follow-up of a summit of women aspirants jointly organized by the Nigerian Women Trust Fund, Women Radio 91.7, and Women in Politics Forum, where we had over 150 female aspirants gather across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, irrespective of their political affiliations, to decide together to work for us to have more women in selective positions. We must move this conversation beyond the rhetorics and jamboree. We must demand more from ourselves and demand more from our leaders. I will therefore like to make this goodwill message, telling ourselves the truth. Women Radio has an agenda. We have a woman agenda. Our advocacy for increased women participation is value and capacity driven. We're not asking for our turn to share the national cake. Our advocacy is based on a well-researched notion that no country can progress leaving half of its population behind, and half of that population is Nigerian women. And as such, I believe the women in this room and the women I have come across in the nooks and crannies of working as a CEO of Women Radio have what it takes to contribute their quota to the highest level of decision-making in Nigeria. I would like to state that we are in a crisis situation regarding women's political participation in Nigeria, and we all must treat this with the urgency of now. The lady who hosted us spoke about statistics. I'll only talk about two. In 2014, Nigeria was rated 118 out of 177 on the World Economic Forum Global Gender Report. In 2017, last year, we were rated 122 out of 144. These reports rated us using political empowerment, economic participation, and opportunity. We are rated close to war-torn countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Sudan, and Somalia. Is Nigeria at war? Absolutely. And that is why our women representation and participation must be increased. The statistics back home is also not impressive. 6% of women in the National Assembly, 0% of women in 8 state House of Assemblies. I'm not going to talk about the major challenges because we've spoken about the major challenges. Solutions is what I want to talk about. We need to be deliberate. We need to be intentional with our woman agenda. We need to prioritize the legislative and policy framework to achieve a gender equality government. We must create a level playing field through affirmative action and quotas. Passage of the Gender and Equality Opportunity Bill. We must domesticate 30% of the affirmative action. We need to strengthen relationships with the media to help build a case for women's leadership and provide gender-sensitive reporting. We shouldn't be reporting that a woman that has 5 children is contesting because we have men who have 20 children. We should be reporting it based on what she has achieved. We shouldn't be, I'm proud to be a wife of Mr. Shonaya, but please acknowledge me based on what I have achieved. And that is what we need to be doing when we're reporting our women in the media. Women Radio 91.7 is Nigeria and Africa's only commercial radio station. And we were set up to amplify the voices of women. And that is what we're going to do. Her Excellency, I can tell you today that we will give every female aspirant towards 2019 a free coverage on Women Radio. That is what I'm achieving. We need to engage the formal and informal leadership of parties. Political parties must be deliberate. They must be intentional with their woman agenda. Appoint women in strategic political positions. We want women as chairpersons. There's nothing wrong in having women as chairpersons. We can do it. We are capable. We need to build the capacity of female aspirants. And there's a 4-point agenda. Vote for her. Campaign for her. Fund her. And most importantly, pray for her. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we have all we need to make it happen for women in 2019 elections. We all have a role to play. We must be deliberate with the woman agenda because when there is no woman, there is no nation. Thank you very much for listening.
Oh, young woman, blow your trumpet. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. Blow your trumpet. Ba-da-da-da. Woman, blow your trumpet. Ta-da-da-da-da-da. Blow your trumpet. Ta-da-da. Para-para-para-para-para. Para-ra. Para-ra. Para-para-ra-para. Para-ra. Para-ra-para. Para.
Thank you. Great Nigerian women. Great Nigerian women. Are you happy? Are you happy? If you're happy, just keep clapping for the wife of the president, Her Excellency, Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. She has not just thought it fit to invite women who have scaled through the primaries, but she has decided that women aspirants need to be recognized and encouraged. Please, another round of applause for her. This is the first time we're doing this in Nigeria. And we're truly grateful that we have a woman who in charge and who knows what it takes to get women in position.
Your Excellencies, all very, 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 very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As you know, the Nigerian media is ready, and together we will ensure that we not only give voices to our women, they will be seen, they will be heard, and that together we will steer the ship of development in Nigeria. We're moving on now to a very interesting interactive session where we'll have some of the aspirants. Please note some, not everyone. Some of the aspirants will come up the podium here and speak to us. I'm going to start from the highest office in the country, that is the office of the president. Do we have any woman here who is aspiring to be the first female president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Do we have anyone here? Do we have one here? Thank you. We'll move on to gubernatorial. Do we have gubernatorial candidates? Can you please file up quickly? File up quickly, and let's hear you. What's different that you're going to bring to the table? Quickly, please. Female gubernatorial aspirants. I know we have one from Nasarawa State. It's not the first time she's contested before. She's going again. Let's encourage them as they file up here. Thank you very much. Yes, please come up, ma'am. Yes. Yes, I'd like to call on Activate to be on the standby, please. Yes, quickly, ma'am. We cannot take a whole page. Let's just meet you and what your aspirations are.
My name is Barrister Mrs. Esther Adesoya. I'm from Ogbomoso, Oyo State. I'm aspiring for the position of a governor with the support, I believe, of fellow women. It is time for women to rise. It is time for women to support ourselves. It is time to move forward. It is time for peace in Nigeria. It is time. It is time. Women of Nigeria. Women of Nigeria. Where are you? Where are you? Thank you.
Her Excellency, the First Lady of Nigeria, our own mommy, we are grateful. All protocols duly observed for lack of time. I'm Dr. Engineer Mrs. Roslyn Adachenge. I contested to be governor of Benue State in 2007. It has been pain all through, Her Excellency. We are grateful you are here today hearing us. I became the general manager of the Benue State Water Board. I worked for 4 years there. I gave water to the villagers. I gave water to the street in Benue. I know Benue people are here. Then I was appointed as the first female managing director of the 12 river basins in Nigeria in 2011. From 1976, there have been no woman until I was appointed. As a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, I made a lot of impact. I did a lot of borehole. I did a lot of motorized borehole, as well as industrialization of the agriculture in the north central states. 4 states of Nigeria. I covered Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, and Kogi. I am recontesting, Your Excellency, ma'am. I'm so encouraged. This is my 3rd time. I know that with you, and the whole of Nigerian women behind you, by your husband, I know that this time around, our pain will not be in vain. In 2015 election, I came 2nd runner-up to Samuel Otom in Benue State. But here I am today, still on it because of women. I'm contesting to be governor of Benue under APC. I believe that there will be peace. Benue needs peace, and it's only a woman that can give peace to that place, where everybody will be resident and everybody will be welcome, and our children will not be killed, and yet we will welcome all strangers and all visitors. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, the wife of the President, Your Excellency, the wife of the Deputy President, the Vice President. My name is Senator Patricia Akwashiki. I have contested and gone to the House of Reps. I have been to the Senate. I was the Minister of the Federal Republic. I want to take a step further by being the first female governor of Nasarawa State. By the grace of God and by the sole wish of women, my logo is, yes, it is possible. It is possible for we women to aspire. It is possible for us to achieve. And by the grace of God, we shall reach there. We shall reach our quota, that 30% or 40% we are looking for. We will get there. But we all have to support each other. We can't do it alone. I am contesting under the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the wife of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Okay. All protocol duly observed. I want to contest for the position of governorship in Delta State. And I know what men can do, women can do more better. And I know if I emerge as the governor of Delta State, I will carry the women along. I know if I emerge to be the governor of Delta State, 2019, I will carry all the women along. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Hajia Bahija Mahmoud. I'm contesting the governorship seat in my state, Bauchi State, Your Excellency. I'm sure Bauchi is like a second home to you. My reason for contesting is that over time we have seen the future of our children being mortgaged, and our youth and women are being marginalized. And today you have opened the doors to all of us women, to appreciate and to participate in politics. Today, this day is I'm very happy with this day because I am going to express myself today. I am contesting against all the men, and I'm ready and I'm going to deliver, because we cannot sit down and continue to see our future being mortgaged by the men. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Initially, when we started, I did ask for a presidential candidate. I have one now.
Nigeria. I am so happy to be here. I came all the way from Owerri. And I am a presidential candidate. I live in the United States of America, and I have seen what is happening in Nigeria. We are moving forward. We are moving forward, but we need to do more. Women need to be given more opportunities is. Now, I have about 3 sentences to sum everything up. Our economy is in jeopardy. Madam First Lady, I really appreciate you for what you are doing at the United Nations. You are doing very well, and I hope you will continue with that. Now, we need to elect the best people. It does not matter whether it's a woman, whether it's a youth, whether it's an elderly. It depends on your capability to lead. Your capability to lead is very important. So I am here today to tell you that I'm ready to lead. I'm here to tell you that I'm ready to lead Nigeria. I am not afraid. I'm a woman, but I'm ready to lead. One more word, please. One more word. Excuse me. Thank you so much for the organizers of this event. It is very, very nice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please, thank you. Women, I love what you're doing. Continue.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next round of aspirants are women who are aspiring to go to the Senate so that we'll have more representation from women.
Good afternoon. I want to start on all existing protocol. Her Excellency, we congratulate you today that you initiated a program like this. Your Excellency, the wife of the Vice President, we also say salute you. Names are Honorable Engineer Janet Febishola Adeyemi, a member of Nigerian Society of Engineers and a fellow of Geological Society of Nigeria. I am here interested in running for Senate, having been in the House of Representatives for several points. But one of the critical points is that Nigeria cannot continue to slide down the road. The National Assembly is supposed to be a place for making good laws. We need to revise our laws in Nigeria and make it adaptable to suit the development of our country. That's where we can assist Mr. President to do well. Thank you.
Once Mr. President comes, everything's quick, clean.
Her Excellency, our mother, all protocol duly observed. I'm Honorable Halima Hassan Tukur. I'm from Kebbi State. I represent Yahudi Shanga in Gaski Federal Constituency. I'm the first female to win and contest under Sokoto Caliphate, that is Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara. Won 2 times as a National House of Reps, and I'm now contesting for the post of Senate, inshallah, by the grace of God. Thank you.
Your Excellency, I am Princess Anne Wanyibife Agomeze. I'm vying for this Senate from Ebonyi State Senatorial Zone. I believe we should have enough women representation come 2019. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I'm Hajia Talachi Shehu, senatorial aspirant, Kaduna Central, PDP. I contested in the last general election, 2015, and I'm going to contest and take the position, inshallah.
My name is Reti Kingibe, and I'm running for FCT Senate. I have run since 2003, won the elections, and I will continue to run. I know this time the seat is mine.
Okay, thank you. Your Excellency, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. We really appreciate you, and also Her Excellency, the wife of my governor, for the support. I'm Dr. Salma Ibrahim Anas Kolo. I'm contesting for the office of the Senate, Southern Borno. We need women to be there to change lives of women and our daughters. We still have the highest maternal death in Nigeria. So please give us a chance. Thank you.
We have to round this up.
Hello, please,
We have to stop
my
now.
sisters, with due respect,
Please.
we just got the news that Mr. President will be here any moment.
Mr.
We'll continue with this process as soon as he leaves, please.
Thank
Please.
you very much.
Please, and thank you for understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Great Nigerian women. Great Nigerian women. We will take the not too young to run, but we can't take anybody now. Mr. President will soon come in, and when he does, yes. And when he does, this continues, please. I beg you. Please, let's be seated. Let's show Mr. President that his women are ready, Nigerian women are ready to be part of governance. And we will do it with decorum. Thank you very much. Whilst that is going on, and we're clearing the way to receive His Excellency, can we please be seated? Can we all please find a place to sit? Can we have music from the police band, please? Thank you.
L2.
Advocacy Summit here in Abuja. A good number of aspirants have actually appreciated the occasion, a historical one, so to speak, giving them the chance to lend their voices to political activities in this great nation. And so we are expecting the arrival of His Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, who will, of course, make his remarks at the end of this gathering here to appreciate all these women that have found time to come and to really show them solidarity that together all of us will achieve a better Nigeria. Of course, this program is coming to you live on the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest TV network, the NTA. We have always been at the forefront of giving political parties enough visibility as we maintain the best of practice. It's all happening at the National Center for Women Development here in Abuja. The women will continue to show their readiness to serve in whatever capacity. I'm talking about these women here. The aspirants themselves, of course, are drawn from various political parties in the country. And they know the rules and guidelines, and they are ready to abide by them as we continue to fine-tune our political process.
If you see a woman, make you treat them better. If you treat them better, it go better for you. Maybe so. That's so. Barista Mrs. Inkechi Okoro Chan Leon Shemodepe. Her Excellency Barista. Honey, if you marry a wife, make you treat them better. If you treat them better, it go better for you. In the beginning, when God created this one, He make man, then He make a woman. Them Pauline Leo say, them Pauline them. In the beginning, when God created this one, He make man, then He make a woman. Make it a elephant, make their life better. Oh. Them make it a elephant, make their life better. Oh. I recognize the woman. Aji Yami Miriam Jubrila Bindo, Dr. Zenop Shikafi Bagudu, Aji Aladi Ibrahim, ever making Lady Tokuba Yeni woman, Ajila. For the women, women, mobilizer. For the women, great women of Nigeria. Education of the women. So, some of the activities that will unfold when Mr. President steps in will be a welcome address by Mrs. Laraba Gloria Shoda, the National President of National Council for Women Societies. Goodwill messages will equally come from some people, including Australian Ambassador to Nigeria, Paul Lehman, Alhaji Mohammed Lawal Nadodo, Chairman Inter-Party the Chairman of Inter-Party Advisory Council, and Dr. Hajo Sani, a Senior Special Assistant to the President, will also be speaking, while Barrister Ebere Ifendo, President of Women in Politics Forum, will also speak. A keynote address will be delivered by the wife of the President, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, before Mr. President himself will address the audience. This event is indeed apt. It couldn't have come at a better time. The women really want to show more interest in politics as it affects Nigeria. Mr. President is finally here at the hall, here at the National Center for Women Development, arriving to a warm welcome by the women themselves. They have seen the father of the nation identifying with their cause, and they are indeed happy for it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we have the national anthem? Can we have the national anthem? women's anthem.
One,
Women's
two, three,
anthem.
All across the nation, all around the world, women are longing to be free.
Show us power.
No longer in the shadow, forced to stay behind. Side by side enjoying. So sing a song, so sing a song,
Sing a song
for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never. So sing a song,
Sing a song
for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace. Women can be silent when all around the world people hurt and hungry children cry. We sing now for justice and development. I know the rights of all the people. The people I to sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace. Women now are working to build a better world, where the love of peace can rest on every shore. Women lay down their weapons and learn to love and share. And people want to put an end to war, so sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development. So sing a song, so sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development, and
Yes, that's His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Your Excellency, wife of the President, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. Your Excellency, wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolakpo Oshibaju. Your Excellencies here present, wives of executive governors, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here present, honorable members of the House of Representatives, Your Excellencies, executive governors of states and your representatives, honorable ministers here present, permanent secretaries here present, executive director and executive secretaries here present, president of the National Council of Women Societies, president of Women in Political Forum, members of the diplomatic community and development partners, stakeholders, members of the vibrant Nigerian media, very distinguished ladies, women aspirants of Nigeria, can I hear your voices? On behalf of the National Council of Women Societies and Women in Politics Forum, and in collaboration with the Office of the Wife of the President, today indeed is historic for Nigerian women. You've heard that we want to be involved, we want to be inclusive, but most importantly, we want visibility for our women so that, Mr. President, you will know that you have women, Nigerian women that are capable, women that will fight along with you corruption, women that will rebrand Nigeria, women that will bring about food security, women that will participate and be transparent and accountable. These are your women. They have come from all parts of the country and they want to be identified. They have their dreams and aspirations, and we've all agreed that together, 50-50 by 2019 will be the answer. Well, I know Mr. President to be an achiever. He calls me Madam PTF. I call him Mr. President. If you've done it at the micro level, he will also ensure that we gain from his wealth of experience and moving Nigerian forward. Nigerian women will be equally represented. So as we look forward to 2019, Mr. President, your women are ready, and we know you are ready to include us all. I welcome you on behalf of all Nigerian women, and without wasting any more time, let me invite the President of the Women, the National President of the National Council of Women Societies, Dr. Mrs. Laraba Gloria Shoda, MNI, to welcome us all formally. President, NCWS.
Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the governor's wives here present. Please permit me to observe the protocols that Moji has already established. It is a great honor to stand before you today to welcome you to this great summit. As we gather together to move progressively towards our long overdue affirmative action and quota. Today's program was organized by the National Council of Women Societies, Nigeria, the umbrella body of all women organizations in Nigeria, in partnership with Women in Politics Forum, the umbrella body of all Nigerian women in politics. Today's dream was realized in collaboration with the Office of the First Lady, Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, at whose instance this meeting was organized. Nigerian women appreciate your magnanimity for being a part of this, ma. This is the first time in the history of this country that the wife of a sitting president will be advocating for women aspirants, irrespective of political parties. Until women participate fully and contribute their quotas in governance, there will consistently be a huge gap to be filled by none other than those of us that are here present today. And more to be sensitized as a result of this auspicious meeting. Women are the key drivers of every political process, yet are less recognized and are less rewarded. We encounter many difficulties ranging from lack of funds, violence, to outright discrimination at political party levels. I must commend Hajia Dr. Hajosani for working tirelessly behind the scene to make this program a success. Her Excellency Pauline Tarlin, I must commend you too. And the DG, of course, our chief host here, for giving us this beautiful place to use. These days, women are no longer mere singers and dancers at political rallies. They now see politics as not only service to the society, but as serious business. We mount the rostrum, as I am here now, to express our desires and vision for our communities and the society at large. We speak confidently on our resolve to make a change in the society through vying for political offices. We contribute to national development through governance, having excelled in other areas of human endeavors. A development approach school of thought favors participatory development. This entails that if a people must be developed sustainably, such development quests must carry the target group for development along, such as women and youth. Having acknowledged this, women still face a lot of challenges on the political terrain. There are many obstacles affecting our full and unfettered participation in politics. The participation and representation of women in political affairs and leadership in Nigeria remains low in comparison with our numerical strength of over 50% of Nigerian population. Permit me to take time to assure this gathering that we will surely gather again to do an appraisal of the process of women after the party primary elections. We will need to know how our women fared in the primary elections to ascertain the gaps at different levels. I thank Mr. President for his dynamic and visionary stride in transforming our great nation, Nigeria. However, sir, going forward, Your Excellency, we will appreciate more women inclusion in your administration. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to end this welcome address by saying, strategy wins and not plenty talk. Remember, Aba Women Riot in 1945 was won by strategy, not by force. As women, we are peaceful and must ensure peace in all our political spaces. I wish us a successful summit today, and most especially that this meeting will expedite the placement and proper positioning of Nigerian women in the forthcoming election and beyond. Great women of Nigeria, remember, united we. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless our president. God bless Nigerian women. Great Nigerian women. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. That sets the agenda for this session, second session of this summit. Your Excellencies all, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we all realize and we know that Mr. President is a busy man. He has so much to deal with and on his table, moving Nigeria forward. And so, I will, on your behalf at this point in time, allow him to address us. Do we agree? Yes. Okay, so we have a consensus here, Mr. President. We will humbly ask Mr. President to address us, after which we'll have a short group photograph of people that I will call their names, or people that will be spoken to. Thereafter, Mr. President will leave us. But you know, he's heard what we want. And what we want is inclusiveness of Nigerian women in governance. It is on the premise of equality, development, and good governance that I invite His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency.
Please sit down. Great Nigerian women. Great Nigerian women. Great Nigerian women. Your Excellency Aisha Muhammad Buhari, Your Excellency Mrs. Delafo Oshumbajo, wives of governors present here, members of the National Assembly here present, senior government functionaries, President, National Council for Women Societies, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to attend this summit, which signifies the spirit of Nigerian women organized to support women political aspirants in our politics. Women constitute more than 50% of voters, and by experience, more than dedicated, more principled than their male counterparts. Politicians rely on women voters because their word is usually their bond. They stand by candidates they believe in, and therefore politicians do a lot to gain their confidence. On this note, let me recall and thank Nigerian women who had the confidence in me and voted for me in 2015. It is my hope that the confidence is still there. Seeing this gathering, I am also confident that it means so. Nigeria is a country of opportunities and possibilities. It is blessed with productive and skilled manpower, coupled with resources still being harnessed. With the right leadership at all levels, appropriate mindset, and strong institutions, we can attain very great heights for our people. Let me use this opportunity to state that the challenges we have witnessed since 2015 have given way to dividends which can only increase considerably and translate to better infrastructure, more jobs, more food on the tables of Nigerians. A few months ago, I met with female parliamentarians, and they raised issues considering the passage of Gender Equal Opportunity Bill now before the National Assembly and the implementation of 35% affirmative action, among others. I am happy to say that I am in support of both because these measures will improve the representation of women in our politics. Let me add my voice on the call on women to contest for political offices and effect the changes they want to see. I am confident that women can make great leaders and move the nation forward. Finally, I am also calling on all political parties to create the needed enabling environment whereby women will have a free and fair playing ground to contest elective positions and generally participate in our political process. Thank you, and please enjoy your fruitful deliberations.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Oya say Baba, say Buhari. Say Baba, say Buhari. His Excellency, Baba mi leo se mo dúpẹ́ dúpẹ́. President Muhammadu Buhari, a voice to the voiceless, supporting the women all the way. Say Baba, say Buhari. His Excellency mi natata lego se mo dúpẹ́ dúpẹ́ dúpẹ́. Nítorí His Excellency mama ni bàbá o bàbá o bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá o bàbá o bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa.
Can we please all rise for the national anthem? National anthem, please.
Oya say Baba, say Baba. Say Baba, say Baba. President Muhammadu Buhari. Baba ni baba ń jẹ́ lọ́jọ́ kọjọ́ nígbàkúgbà lẹ́yìn time. Mo ní ṣe bàbá ṣe Buhari.
President Muhammadu Buhari here at the National Center for Women Development assures women political aspirants that together everyone will contribute his or her quota to a better Nigeria, and also identifying with their cause at this moment of political electioneering. Nigeria is looking forward to the 2019 general elections, and of course Mr. President has called for a peaceful process as the polls draw near. It's been such a wonderful day here at the National Center for Women Development, where political aspirants, women, all of them from different parts of the country, a good number of them aspiring for the topmost job in the land, some of them in gubernatorial races, senatorial, federal House of Representatives, state houses of assembly, even up to the local government level. The women are saying they want to be part of it this time. 50-50 is what they are asking for. We know it used to be 35. Now they are asking for 50. The men folk are even ready to listen to them and give them that opportunity. After all, the more, the merrier. You're watching it live on the NTA. This is indeed Women Political Aspirants Advocacy Summit. We told you earlier that it is put together by National Council for Women Societies and Women in Politics Forum in collaboration with Office of Wife of the President. And the theme, of course, is increasing women participation in Nigeria democratic process. It is indeed apt and timely. The ladies have said it all. They will be visible this time around more than ever before as they contest for political offices in the land. More grease to their elbows is what everybody would want to say at this moment. The women are believed to be important in whatever we do as a nation. Every nation actually carries its women folk along, especially in decision and the policy making of the government. This is our own version, and we are looking forward to fruitful process at the end of it all. Some speeches will also come after Mr. President has left us here, so we will expect to listen into some more speeches. The wife of the President, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, of course, is here to address the audience here, the female politicians, and also encourage them as we all move ahead to 2019 general elections. Stay tuned right here on the NTA.
Present, the President of Nigerian Council for Women Society, the President of Women in Politics, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very great day for us, we politicians. And as I am standing here as the chairman of the Interparty Advisory Council, which is the umbrella body of all registered political parties in Nigeria. And we are glad that Nigerian women have organized this kind of summit to support what we have been doing as political parties. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the primary role of political parties is to engage citizens in political processes.
And when political parties fail to engage the citizens in political processes, it raises the issue of their legitimacy. Since the return of democracy in 1999, more participation of women in politics, both in elective and appointed positions, has remained very, very insignificant, considering that women account for about 60% of Nigeria's population. That is why we believe that as we are sitting here, if women were given proper placement in the society, issue of non-inclusion of women wouldn't have arisen. In spite of the existence of extant electoral laws in Nigeria, including the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, the 2010 Electoral Act, as amended, Political Parties Code of Conduct, INEC regulations for the conduct of political parties, and INEC gender policy, still women are marginalized when it comes to elective positions in Nigeria. The marginalization of women in political process is a manifestation of weak party structures and lack of internal democracy, transparency, and accountability in our political parties. The less women occupy leadership in political parties, the less women contest for elective positions. The less women we have in elective and appointed positions, the weaker our democracy will be. Any nation that neglects its women folk does that at its own peril. The women are a vibrant section of our population that cannot be ignored. We cannot ignore women at all in the electoral processes if we want to have a sustainable democracy. It is germane at this juncture to congratulate the organizers of this program. On behalf of the political parties in Nigeria, I want to sincerely appreciate you for helping us to sensitize, mobilize, and build the capacity of the women and preparing them for elective positions in the forthcoming 2019 general elections. I want to specially acknowledge and commend the efforts of our amiable, pragmatic, and champions of women cause of our great nation, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Dr. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, for unflinching support to the Nigerian women. We appreciate your standing with our women and always giving hope and making them not to give up in taking their proper place in governance and democracy. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me emphatically state that women inclusivity in political process should not just remain as a slogan by political parties. We need to go beyond slogan to actualizing our dream of equitable representation of women in both elective and appointed positions in Nigeria's political process. Recently, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Baba Buhari, signed into law a Not Too Young to Run Act. I am sure with our mother, the lover of Nigerian women, sitting by his side, same gesture will soon be extended to women. And ladies and gentlemen, it will interest you to know that as IPAC, the umbrella body of those political parties in Nigeria, we have recently sat down, all of us, and agreed that we should give more opportunity for women to participate. As the chairman of Interparty Advisory Council, It is during my tenure that we experienced having the first woman in the National Executive Council of IPAC. And presently, we have sat down, all of us, all the political parties in Nigeria, and agreed that we should review our code of conduct to accommodate more women in the Executive Council of IPAC at all levels. We have now reviewed our code of conduct, and the seven-man council has been expanded to 9, and we have unanimously resolved and agreed, and all the political parties have signed that every 9 ESCO members of IPAC at all levels, 3 must be women. We have achieved that, and this is just an opening, and we are going to continue to support and sensitize political parties to make sure that same gesture is given and some opportunity is given in their various political parties. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come of age in this country that we should not allow social and cultural barriers and to hinder us from benefiting from our resourceful, dedicated, energetic, and dynamic portion of our citizenry as we march towards 2019 elections. I thank you all. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live Women Council of Nigeria. Long live women in politics. Long live the Interparty Advisory Council of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please, can we appreciate him? Can we appreciate him? Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll call on the next speaker, Dr. Hajo Sani, Senior Special Advisor to the President, a former Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, an author and a publisher.
Your Excellency, the wife of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, Your Excellency, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Dolapo Osibajo, the wife of governors that are here, Her Excellency, Mrs. Hadiza Abubakar of Bauchi, Her Excellency, Mrs. Nana Shetima of Bonu, Your Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Nkechi Okorocha of Imo, Your Excellency, Mrs. Rashida Bello of Kogi, and Your Excellency, Mrs. Florence Ajimobi of Oyo State. The National President of National Council for Women Societies, Dr. Gloria Larabashoda, the DG National Council, National Center for Women Development, Her Excellency Dem Pauline Talem, a former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, and also our next Senator, come 2016, the President of Women in Politics Forum, our big brother, the President of IPAC who had just spoken, our Nigerian women, my lovely sisters who are aspirants, female political aspirants, that this summit is put together by Her Excellency. To me, today, history is made in the lives of Nigerian women, whereby the most unassuming president and the most sensitive president of the most populous nation in Africa, His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari stood before the great Nigerian women to make a great declaration and commitment for the political participation of women. I think today a renewed power and energy has been injected into Nigerian women in politics. And I believe this is the beginning of the story. Her Excellency, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, who has come up with these great ideas, within 1 week, getting people like us to come up with this summit in less than 7 days, with the National Council for Women's Society taking the lead, Women in Politics Forum, Barrister Ibere, and with great support from the Pauline Talent, and of course, her office, with myself representing. This is one of our greatest achievements, and I believe Nigerian women from now will believe in the life and the making of Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. She has already developed the roadmap for us. She has already injected what I said earlier, the energy for us to come out. I was not surprised when the opportunity was given to our different aspirants. We had so many numerous of them coming eager to come and sell themselves, to say that they are able and capable. Especially the lady that came up, she came up to be our next woman president, all the way from the United States of America. But the challenge is between us women. Are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Now, 2023. I'm not hearing you. Okay, the assurance is we are still looking up to Mr. President to continue with his good work. Behind him, with the support of Her Excellency, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. I want to conclude by once again congratulating Her Excellency for this very thoughtful event to bring women and to bring political parties chairmen from different political parties in Nigeria. It wasn't an APC affair at all. She's here for Nigerian women. And to us, this is a big achievement. I thank everybody who has contributed to the success of this event. Actually, I'm supposed to give the vote of thanks, but since they included me in the goodwill message as well, try to express our appreciation on behalf of Her Excellency and all the members of the committee that came up with this, and also to thank the DG National Center for Women Development that two of us almost slept here from yesterday till this morning. And I would say we had a very successful event. I wish Nigerian women all the best. I wish all our female aspirants all the best. And once again, I'm assuring you of the continuous support and commitment of Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma. Please, another round of applause for her. Great Nigerian women, are we tired? Are we tired? We'll be calling on the next speaker, our own very dear sister, President Women in Politics Forum, Barrister Ebere Ifendu. Can we put our hands together as we welcome her to the podium?
Nigerian women, good afternoon. Your Excellency, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, wife of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency, wife of the Vice President, wives of governors here, but please permit me to specially recognize my sister, Her Excellency Mrs. Nkechi Okorocha. Thank you for your support. The IPAC chairman and all the other political parties here present, I give you my respect this afternoon. Thank you very much for coming to support us. My own sister, my big sister, the national president, National Council for Women's Societies. Madam, I greet you. Our SSMA, thank you for coming together to put this together with us. DG Women Development Center, ladies and gentlemen. I've not forgotten my gubernatorial candidate in Labour Party before, a trailblazer, a woman that made sure that women in Labour Party were given their rightful positions. Today she's in APC, and she's doing the same thing in APC. Dame Pauline Talin will always be celebrated. Let me start by saying that it is my pleasure and honor to be a part of this, to be a part of the organizers of this laudable summit today, and this gathering of influential women who are aspiring to contest in the 2019 general elections. As a person and the president of Women in Politics Forum, I am delighted to be associated with this initiative to strengthen the capacity of women who are aspiring to elective positions in 2019, so that they may become recognizable actors of Nigeria's democratic polity. This is certainly a commendable intervention, as it will enhance the engagement of marginalized and discriminated groups within the country's electoral system. Did we listen to the president when he made his speech? Did we hear his commitments? Now let me say that this is the right time for women to contest. This is the right time. So I say, I can see everything turning around, everything turning around, everything turning around for our good. So for women that came out to contest in 2019, this is your year. We applaud the wife of the president, Her Excellency Aisha Buhari, for this initiative to engage with female aspirants across the country to further develop capacities and strategize for 2019 general election. Similarly, Women in Politics Forum strategically engages with relevant agencies, institutions, and influencers to demand for accountability on gender issues. So we look at all the issues facing us and we'll come together to see a way to solve those challenges. And I'm happy today that the National Council for Women's Societies deemed it fit to say, look, women in politics, come together. Let us see what we can do to support our women. And with the help of the SSA to the president, our First Lady graciously decided to hold this initiative. And it came at the right time. This is coming before the primaries. Initially, we used to gather and sing after primaries, and there will be nothing there for us. But this is the time we are holding our party chairmen accountable. And I'm happy that they are all represented here. And it means that any political party that will not give us 30% ticket to run, we are not going to support that political party. Am I right? So Women in Politics Forum is a multi-party forum for women in political parties. We have our female legislators here. And let me say that most recently, on the 31st of July 2018, the Women in Politics Forum collaborated with the Women Radio 91.7 and the Nigeria Women's Trust Fund to organize an aspirant summit. Most of you here were also part of that summit. And what we did was to look at the challenges and help us to build ourselves together to work through those challenges. And I'm sure that's why you people are seriously contesting this time. Because you know that we are refusing the Greek gift party chairman used to give us. Give us free forms, and when it comes to consensus, they will concede to the men and not to the women. When it comes to zoning, they will zone against women. Now we are prepared. in every political party and for every position, we have put women more than 2, 3. So if you are going to zone to left, you are zoning to a woman. You are zoning to right, you are zoning to a woman. 2019 is our time. I thank you for listening. And let me say that 1st of January 2016, after the inauguration of the government of our dear president, we paid him an advocacy visit. And our visit was to advocate for more women in appointive positions, having failed to get it in elective positions. And so let me say that after our visit, so many women were appointed into different parastatals as DGs. And now that we are here, and I'm sure the DGs are representing well. I can see the DG of NAPTIP here. And I know that the DG of NEPAD is also here. So our women DGs are doing well. Our DG, National Women Center, is also here. That came after our advocacy visit to the president. Finally, to the women, I am saying that I want to encourage women that have served this nation in the past to come out and serve again. We need your wealth of experience. We want you to come out and help us to build, great encouragement and quality representation. Thank you, Nigerian women. After 2019 elections, we are going to be celebrating more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ebere. Our hopes and aspirations are that come 2019, our future will be more assured and more Nigerian women will hold positions, not just elective, but also appointive. Your Excellencies, very distinguished members of this audience, great Nigerian women aspirants, are we tired? Do we want to speak to a future assured? Are we tired? Do we continue? At this point, on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to invite the wife of the president, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, to give her keynote address.
Her Excellency, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Dolapo Oshibajo, the wives of the governors here present, the NGOs, the President of NCWS, the DG Women Development Center, the female aspirants, and the beautiful women of Nigeria.
Can we settle down, please? Please, can we settle down? Can we give our mommy all the respect she deserves, please? Please, can we settle down? Please, a round of applause for our mommy for her patience. Thank you, Your Excellency, ma.
He is our party chairman. Mr. Chairman, you are welcome. It's good that you are around. I'm about to deliver my speech. Before I will start my speech, I would like to say a very big thank you for honoring the invitation, and also a very big thank you to the Nigerian women and also to our party chairman. They will be able to attend, and also the woman leader of our party. I'm sure women that are not in APC are surprised to see that I've invited almost everybody to attend this occasion, this summit. Because immediately after elections, we go on to about developmental issues of the country. And that one goes beyond party boundaries, beyond party levels. So we are here today to see how we can iron out some of the small but major problems that almost destroyed our societies, destroyed the political process. We had a military regime for decades, and now we are fully in a democratic system of government. We need people that are credible, people that have
Issues in the sports sector remain one of the most debated among Nigerians due to the passion, followership, government involvement, impact on Nigeria's external image and our national life in the sports parliament. The NTA offers Nigerians deep views on issues with experts in the sports sector, offering in-depth analysis, hindsight, insight and foresight towards elevating Nigerian sports to the zenith on the floor of the sports parliament.
In which we are going to continue maybe on social media and all that, for those that are not opportune to voice their intentions out. And also, there are certain things that we must say no. For example, using our own children against us. Politicians, mostly men, normally use our own children, give them drugs, illicit drugs, to go out of their ways just for their own selfish interests or for them to win elections. Recently, we learned that the illicit drugs has done so much damage to the society to an extent that it wiped out a whole generation without us knowing. When we noticed about it, the Ministry of Health took action, which has already started making impact, and then everywhere went silent again. The president, under his office, come up with a committee that will look after, that will continue supervising the activities of the agencies on how to control the illicit drugs. We have been waiting for the approval for the past 3 months. And the system has gone back to square one now. They are still selling the illicit drugs everywhere. Nobody is saying anything. The list is not being approved. So what can we do? People that are very strong in the government normally sit down inside the room and initiate on certain things based on their selfish interests. Because this is something to do with society, to do with our children. Nobody is saying anything. Now we're waiting for the approval. This is the 3rd month. Because it's not about lifting oil, it's not about Forex, so nobody cares. And the drugs has already made a damage beyond certain level that we cannot control it easily. We need certain committee to be on ground to continue monitoring and supervising the factories and also monitoring the activities of the agencies. Please, whoever that's involved, the agencies that's involved, should hurry up as soon as possible
to approve those lists. Please, for the sake of the country and the next generation. And also, there are certain politicians that people should say no to them. After winning the elections, they will relegate women. Women should take the back seat. The time is over now. The time is over. Let us sit together and see how we can get the 35% or even 50%. Mr. Chairman, are you with us? The IPAC chairman, are you with us? Thank you. We must work very hard to make sure that certain things cannot be tolerated or cannot be accepted. We must find a stand on the affirmative action or relegating women to the backseat after elections, or being nepotistic. You bring your own relative to be running the affairs of the state or elsewhere, which is wrong, because politics is all about ideas. It's about ideology. You may be on different page with your own biological child. But like me here, standing before you, talking to you today, you can easily get somebody that believes in my own ideology in Akwa Ibom, but not in Adamawa State. Maybe in Rivers or in Imo State, but not in Kano or in Daura. So we make sure that we follow the politicians, that we drive the women together, or that will move on with the women that really believe in their own ideology. If a person is being, like, for example, somebody will win an election and bring his own personal people to work for him, he is really killing the democratic system of government, because it's all about ideology. So we must move on with the politicians that want their own ideology to be moved forward. I'm happy today to deliver a keynote address at this important summit on advocacy for women political aspirants organized by National Council for Women Societies, Women in Politics Forum, National Center for Women Development, in collaboration with my informal office. This summit is particularly for political leaders, traditional religious leaders, all political stakeholders, including international and local organizations, and women aspirants, to address the issue of women inclusion in political activities at all levels. Let me first of all congratulate all the political parties that have registered to participate in the upcoming 2019 general elections in Nigeria. I believe this is the period that will test the efforts of politicians and political processes in ensuring that it is inclusive, representative, free, and fair. As we all know, women make up the larger body of voters. As such, they determine the outcome of any elections. Women leaders play a key role for the success of any developmental efforts, if given the opportunity. Such developmental issues, including access to clean drinking water, sanitation and hygiene, healthcare, and effective education system, are among the care issues close to women's hearts. In the 21st century, we're still talking about potable drinking water. I think we still have a long way to go. And by the grace of God, we'll get there. Give the chance women of Nigeria can bring the solution to these issues and enhance national development. Additionally, women have a unique tradition of uniting societies and are in the forefront of advocating for peaceful coexistence. As you all know, the National Council for Women Societies and Women in Politics have been at the forefront of advocating for the 35% affirmative action for the inclusion of women in party structure, elective positions, and recently ascended not too young to run law by His Excellency, Mr. President. Beyond the 35% affirmative action and the not too young to run law, there are other options such as twinning for positions that have running mates. For instance, male governorship aspirants get a female deputy governorship aspirants, and quota that is allocating specific positions for only women to contest. In this regard, the southwestern part of Nigeria have really appreciated the level of participation of women in politics and the advantages of being with the women in politics. They decided voluntarily without putting anything in writing. I doubt much if there's anything that's been put in writing before giving the deputy governorship position to women. And that makes a lot of difference with some states where they have very few commissioners for women. In fact, they have very few commissioners. They have very few women participation at the decision-making bodies, to an extent that we have a state where the Commissioner for Women Affairs is a woman. It's a man. Sorry, it's a man. I appeal to all political parties to recognize the hard work of our women who have contributed immensely to our success, to be equally regarded as stipulated in the rewarding system of parties' constitutions. Let me at this juncture ask our religious and traditional leaders, political godfathers, and other stakeholders to support women candidacy at all levels. I also appeal to women to support each other, particularly when more than one is interested in the position. In this case, they can decide the best that can represent us. My message to Nigerian women is for them to support women aspirants in flying the flags of respective political parties during the general elections. Let 2019 be a reality for Nigerian women aspirants in the upcoming general elections. And let's have more women candidates in the ballot papers. Finally, let me use this opportunity to urge women, especially the young generation, not too young to run, and also not too old to run, to join politics and take over many elective positions, political offices, as possible. We have to play our part in national development and enable us contest for elective positions at the lower levels, such as councillors, chairmen of local governments, to connect directly with the grassroots and impact on our people. Women can no longer afford to be absent, where key decisions affecting their lives are made. I thank you all for listening this evening. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Wayo Allah mamana, wayo Allah mamana. Wayo Allah mamana, wayo Allah mamana.
Thank you very much.
Wayo Allah mamana, wayo Allah mamana.
I think she deserves another round of applause. She's brave. She went straight to the point. And she has challenged us as women to work together for more women to grace elective positions. Just when that was going on, we received in our midst His Excellency, immediate past governor of Edo State and chairman of APC, our own Adams Oshiomhole.
Your Excellency, the wife of Mr. President, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, the Director General of this center, Your Excellencies, wives of various governors here present, Your Excellency, the wife of the Vice President, I'm very sorry. I didn't look well because my wife doesn't encourage me to look too far. I'm sorry, ma'am. Allow me to recognize the National Woman Leader, the DG of this center, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Honorable Philip Shuaibu, various women activists, political leaders, ladies and gentlemen. I have been ordered by Her Excellency, the First Lady and the wife of Mr. President, to make a remark, and I do not have a choice but to obey. But I looked at the program and I saw that I was not supposed to make a remark. I only decided to come to honor invitation extended to me and to learn from women what they think the political parties can do for them. Since I'm currently the chairman of the governing party in Nigeria. But I am grateful, ma'am, for the privilege of being asked to make a brief remark. I agree in total with everything that Your Excellency said to us in your very powerful address that you eloquently delivered. I think it is the interest of our country that we listen, that we reflect, and we act positively and timeously on all the issues that were raised by Your Excellency. In Edo State, where I come from, we appreciate that we needed and we have encouraged women to participate, not out of sympathy, but as a matter of a Latin self-interest. We have had very brilliant women commissioners. We've had very brilliant, hardworking women as board chairmen or chairpersons. When I was governor, we had women elected as local government council chairmen, and they performed excellently well. While we had cause to impeach or to remove from office male local government chairmen, all the females that had opportunity to preside over local government performed so well that they all ended their tenure with honor. In the last election, I've had privileged conversation with Her Excellency, the wife of Mr. President. Her passion to ensure that for Nigeria to realize her full potentials, she keeps reminding me that we must do everything possible to encourage women. In Edo State, because as they say, charity begins at home. I cannot preach outside what we are not ready to practice where I'm coming from. That is why I thought I should share with you what we have tried to do. The tradition in Edo, and I believe in most part of the country, has been that in the ward executive of about 27 persons or 25, you have only one woman who is elected as woman leader. But even by logic, if you have a woman leader, where are the women in the executive that she is leading? So even that conceptually is faulty. But in order to do what the First Lady has encouraged us to do, in the last election of congresses in Edo State, we insisted that women must have more places in the ward executives beyond the position of woman leader. And I believe we made a remarkable statement by, for the first time, electing a woman as state organizing secretary. So as we speak here today, the state organizing secretary in Edo State is a woman. And we did that on purpose. We didn't do it out of sympathy. We recognize the capacity of the young lady. She is well educated. She has PhD. She has anything and everything that any man can boast of. So we didn't have to lower the requirement for that office in order to elect a woman to the office. So the point to be made is that to speak of encouraging women is not to use different standards, because women have everything that men have. I showed to the former deputy governor of Plateau State a quotation which my wife asked me to read, because I informed her that the First Lady insisted I must come for this women conference. The quote is taken from the work of a popular playwright, William Golding, a British novelist. I will edit only one part of it. And I told the former deputy governor why I must do that editing. And I will quote the rest. Please listen. William said, and I agree, he said, I think women are foolish. Please listen. Quote, I think women are foolish to pretend that they are equal to men. They are far superior and always have been. Because the popular say that excite women is to say whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. But this thinker argued that women are not just equal, they are actually superior to men. And he's not a female writer, he's a male writer. He went on. Whatever you give a woman, she will make it greater. And he said, if you give If you give her a smile, she will give you a heart. She multiplies and enlarges what is given to her. So if you give her any scrap, she'll be ready to receive a ton of shit. And so on and so on and so on. I edited some part because I can't read it. But just to say that for most of us here who are parents, who have the fortune of having boys and girls as children, I'm sure many of us will attest to the fact that in many cases, if not in most cases, from my own experience, in most cases, our daughters do us proud much more than our sons. In academics, in loyalty, in commitment, and in looking after us at old age. And in the past, I can understand why the wrong assumption was taken as a given that the man is the breadwinner. Because what you needed was the brawn, not necessarily the brain. But in a knowledge-driven world, in an increasingly digitalized world, many men are bread eaters. The real breadwinners are women. In very many professions, women have excelled and women will continue to excel. Because the world has moved from manual to brain work. It's now about brain, not about physical power. I think the population of Nigeria is clear, whatever estimate we use. We are informed by official statistics that about or slightly more than 50% of our population are women. And if we appreciate that the greatest asset of a nation is your human capital, and 50% or more than 50% of that capital are women, and you neglect 50% of your capacity, you neglect 50% of your potential, you cannot achieve more than 50% of what you are otherwise capable of achieving. So if Nigeria must develop at a faster pace and translate its natural endowment in a way that will improve on the quality of life of our citizens, we cannot neglect 50% or more of our population. Therefore, Your Excellency, I join you in appealing to the political elite to recognize that what women need is not our tears or our sympathy. We just need to be a little smarter by appreciating that empowering women is to empower the nation. One of our popular slogans in political campaign in Edo State is that you train a woman, you train a nation. Woman speak, woman understand. And on election day, when men may be drinking pine wine or taking shy in mama put, women, even with little babies on their back, are the ones who queue for hours to ensure that they vote for candidates of their choice. I have seen betrayers in politics. And in recent times, we have seen politicians changing political parties the way some people will change their handset. But somehow, if you look at the list of all those who change parties according to everyday's convenience, not many women have become. They stay where they are. If it is not perfect, they stay to make it work. If it is not good enough, they try to make it better. They are not opportunistic. They are not crying over quote and unquote juicy appointment. They believe Nigeria is their country. They are ready to make sacrifices. And Your Excellency, you are right in assuring that conveying this meeting was not limited to APC women alone. Because in truth, even women in the other parties, they are not cross-carpeting at the rate at which men are cross-carpeting, which shows that women have character, they have loyalty, they have commitment, they are dependable, they can persevere, and they can add their quota to ensure that Nigeria continues to grow from strength to strength. On behalf of the APC leadership and members of our great party, I want to associate myself with the objective of this convention, and whatever role I can play, I will play my part to ensure that the dream and the commitment of the wife of Mr. President is translated come February 2019. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Great Nigerian women! I'm sure we can do better. Can we give him 10 bossas? Bossa, 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 bossa!
Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshomole, equally adding his own voice to this important occasion, assuring the women that they have not just been reliable over time, but they are indeed the future of where we are heading to. And of course, before Comrade Adams Oshomole spoke, you heard the wife of the president, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, in a keynote address, encouraging the women to forge ahead and don't look back. It is all about the future of this great nation, Nigeria, and now the women are out and ready for business. You're still watching it live here on the NTA. Of course, it is coming to you from the National Center for Women Development, Abuja, the Women Political Aspirants Advocacy Summit, a day every Nigerian woman will never forget in a hurry. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Dr. Abiod.
Your Excellencies, all protocols duly observed. I just want to raise some very concrete points from the very beautiful discussion by the First Lady. I want to thank you very much on behalf of Nigerian women for such a powerful speech. Please, another round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. From my own, I have about 5 points that I will quickly raise from the paper. But before I go to those points, this meeting is different from all meetings. I think everyone would agree with me. And today we have achieved a lot. And let me tell you, for people, for aspirants that are from the APC, the chairman of the APC had raised some very cogent things. Please hold him accountable to his words. Please hold him accountable to his words. He has agreed for affirmative action. Is that not so? He has agreed for a whole lot of things. So we need to hold him accountable to his words. Sir, we will hold you accountable, sir. Now, one of the issues that have been raised is that women's political participation is not just a demand for justice, but a precondition from what Her Excellency said for peace, for development, for a better nation. She had also gone further to talk about the kind of politics that we should have when women take over power. That is a politics of ideology, not a politics of personality. That when we get there, we should be concerned about issues of water, issues of maternal mortality reduction, issues of road network that we support, agri development, and a whole lot of things so that women can live a better life and Nigeria can become a better place. She has also talked about the issue of affirmative action. And I think that that's very, very important. That parties in other countries that we are aware of, what the parties will do is to have a party list that we have quota. So as we are speaking here, we are demanding for quota party list, at least 30% representation of women. Before now, they will tell us that we come late, but I don't think we are late now. So we have come on time. So we are asking political parties to reconsider to ensure that women get their pride of place this time around. As we have been saying since, by 2019, there should be increase. We should not be going down, rather, we should be moving forward. So we're also making a demand for twinning. When there's a gubernatorial candidate, we want a female deputy. When there's a female gubernatorial candidate, we want a male deputy. So we should have that twinning. In terms of zoning, 3 senatorial districts, we are demanding for at least 1 senatorial district for women. In terms of House of Representatives, we are demanding for at least 1/3 of the total office for women. Likewise in the House of Assembly. We will continue praying, but we cannot achieve this by just sitting down. Somebody talked about Abba riot. Women must take it by force. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the wife of our dear President, our mother, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Buhari, Your Excellency, the wife of the Vice President of Nigeria, all other people present here, I welcome you. Women continue to move. We will never be tired. Continue to move. Oh, women continue to move. Women continue to move. We will never be tired. Yes, we can never be tired. Our mother has said it already. We can never be tired. As women, we must have to move to take our position. I want to contribute to the paper. And in contributing to the paper, I want us to look at some certain things that will make us to shy away from vying for elective positions. One of such things is the monetary aspect of it. We all know the place of a woman in the society. Even in our homes, where we are 5 in numbers, maybe 2 are female, the woman, the girl child in that house or in that home is seen as the second citizen of her own family. And until we take that from us, we cannot move. It is from the home that we have the community. From the community, we have the society where we all belong to. Women today, I want to tell you, I want to encourage you, with the effort of our mother who is seated here with us, that whatever it takes to be there, come to 19, we are going to be there. The second aspect is investment. You know, without a woman, like our national chairman has said, that you train a woman, you train the nation. When you invest more in a woman, you are investing in the society. You are investing to have a better society. And we pray that come to 19, our women, both in elected position, in empowerment, will be given the chance to manifest their quality. Agree with me? The next one is the syndrome of pull held down, which is among all of us. We, the women, are our problems. We have the problem of pull held down. It would have been me. And until we take that syndrome away from us, the political affirmative process will be very far from us. If you see a sister who is vying for an elective position that is more qualified than you, step down. Like what our brother has said, Step down. Let the qualified person that will lead the future, that will take us higher, come in. It is not because you have the money, you have the finances, that you cannot give a sister who has more idea, who can represent us well, to be there. So let us take away the syndrome of pull her down, which is common among the women. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause for the two discussants we've had on this program. I hand over the mic to Auntie Moji.
I thank you very much, and I actually appreciate all of us for have participated in this history-making event. The plenary will continue after Her Excellency has taken leave of us, particularly the aspirants who want more visibility and want to speak to their dreams and aspirations. But before we end this session, I want to leave you with this message from Maya. We call her Maya Angelello. I'd like to read. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of thighs? Out of the baths of history's shame arise, that's Nigerian women. Up from a past that is rooted in pain, I rise. I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling. I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I still rise. Into a daybreak that wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave our forebearers. I am the dream and the hope of Nigeria. I rise, I rise, I rise. And so all the women aspirants in this hall, arise for an improved Nigeria. All our supporters in this hall, arise for the improvement of Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you all for being part of history. As we move on, the next line of action will be matching words with action. Make sure you pull that girl next to you. Be her mentor. Give her hope. Let us know that our meeting today is not a talk shop, but one that will accelerate and accentuate positiveness for Nigerian women aspiring to hold political office. As I leave this with you, thank you, Your Excellencies, thank you all. And thank you very much, because Bauchi State was the first person who arrived here today. So let's give it up to Bauchi State for all the women and, of course, the men who are brave enough to be part of it. Thank you. The he for she continues. The narrative continues. The action continues. God bless you as we all rise for the national anthem.
And that, of course, has been the live broadcast of Women Political Aspirants Advocacy Summit, organized by National Council for Women Societies and Women in Politics Forum in collaboration with Office of the Wife of the President. Of course, it has centered on increasing women participation in Nigeria's democratic process, and we've seen how eager the women themselves are ahead of the 2019 general elections. To God indeed be the glory. Thanks for watching it live on the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest TV network. On behalf of all of us here at the location, my name is Kenan Ima Awodike, bidding you farewell.